we are back for a brand new edition of the Red Mountain Express. I kind of feel like we're the Eagles on the Hell Freezes Over tour because I am here. Patrick's here. And then there's this bearded gentleman who has decided to join us for the first time in 3 months.
Hey-o.
Matthew's back.
Welcome back, Matthew. We missed you so much.
I didn't even, I'm not really sure how I ended up here. I was just driving around, and here I am. There was a DeLorean in my driveway this morning, though. So,
have you been enjoying the made-up stories about where you are?
Made up? I thought they were completely real.
Yeah, well, the funny thing was is that, last week I couldn't make it. Of course, Matthew was gone. And so JD and Patrick recorded, so I gave them some kind of notes about where we were, and mine was based off Smokey and the Bandit. I was running blocker for, and Jessica Germany, some friends of ours, she texted me, she's like, why were you in Texarkana? I'm like, I wasn't in Texarkana.
I think that reference went over a few people's head.
I think it did, too.
It's an older reference.
Maybe.
But it's such a good movie.
I was pretty sure that's what it was from.
Yeah.
But I didn't.
Did you really not know where that was from?
I was pretty confident in Smokey and the Bandit,
Yeah.
but I wasn't 100%, and so it kind of was like, whatever.
Yeah.
Not everybody is as big a Burt Reynolds fan as you are, Blake.
You know what,
Dude,
man?
it's something about a dude with a mustache that Blake just can't get over.
Well, we don't have the full band back together because JD, who recently joined the band, is well, we're not going to make anything up. JD and his wife Susie welcomed a baby girl into the world yesterday, and so we are so happy for him. He's busy being a dad right now, and that's hey.
He said he'll be back next week, but I don't believe
That's
it.
not happening.
This is their third, though. He may very well be.
Yeah, you're right.
Well, you know what he said? He goes, "Y'all come up to St. Vincent's. We'll do it on the floor." And I was like,
"We can interview a labor and
yeah, ma'am,
delivery
could you not scream into the microphone, please? We'd really appreciate it." So, and then also completing out the band this week is we have Robbie Lee. He's the director of athletics. Is that the director of athletics? Or athletics director?
Athletic director
at the Exceptional Foundation, which is going to be the focus of our first half of the show today. So, welcome.
Thanks, and if we're going to be the Eagles, can I be Joe Walsh at least?
You are. Well, yeah, you would
Sure.
be Joe Walsh. But
Okay.
wait a minute. So if you're Joe Walsh, that would make. I'm Don Henley, right?
I don't know which one sings.
Don Henley sings, and so does.
Someone's got to be Glenn Fry.
He's Glenn. Well, Glenn Fry's dead. Oh man.
Don't want to be
Too
that.
soon.
I'll be Glenn
Yeah.
Fry. I'll take it.
All right.
We're not as dysfunctional as the Eagles. That's for sure. Like I just said a minute ago, our first half of the show is going to be focused on the Exceptional Foundation. They are a wonderful foundation. They are a nonprofit where they help individuals with special needs enjoy social and recreational activities after the age of 21, where they no longer can have those opportunities at schools and the educational system. And so one of their big events every year is a chili cook-off, which I go to. I know Patrick goes to.
I have.
Matthew goes. All my friends go to it. And
I've actually cooked in the chili
have you
cook-off.
really?
Yeah.
I've
1 year.
judged.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I got to judge 1
Brave.
year. Yeah.
I have
awesome.
eaten at the chili cook.
But I'm going to tell you this.
We've got it covered.
Anybody who knows me knows that I spill everything on my shirt. Like my dry cleaning bill is just terrible. But I've made it through the whole judging experience without one thing on my shirt.
Impressive.
Yeah, but I did spill good people beer later on my shirt too. So
Just made up for it.
Yeah, so I made up for it. But yeah, so Robbie's with us. We're so glad to have him with us. How long you been at the Exceptional Foundation? Tell us everybody about what the Exceptional Foundation is and how long you've been there.
I've been there a little over 10 years. Loved every minute of it. I'm fond of saying that my bad days are still really good days. It's that kind of place. But what we're really all about, to take you back to the beginning, was a small group of parents in Birmingham realized that they were scared to death, that they had no idea what was going to happen to their children with special needs once they graduated high school. And these parents got together and they started a program in 1993 at Homewood Park, and it has grown leaps and bounds since then to where I think we originally were serving 4, 5, 6 guys, and we serve almost 700 now.
Oh, wow.
That's incredible.
Now, do you have multiple locations?
We do. Recently, we have opened up Exceptional Foundations in Memphis, Fairhope, Charlotte, Atlanta, and we also share our name with Indianapolis.
Oh, wow. So talk about some of the things that y'all do for folks with special needs. And you also have after-school programs for those who are still in the school system,
We
correct?
do. We serve children as young as 5, and our oldest adult, I believe, is 82. So we really have something for everyone. We have a basketball league for elementary-age children. We have a second one for teenagers, and we have one for adults. So we kind of run the gamut as far as opportunities age-wise. But an average day at the Exceptional Foundation is pretty unique. It's not average. We are going on field trips. We're going out to lunch. We're going bowling, swimming. We're playing kickball and dodgeball and having art and watching movies and just we're having fun. We're all about giving these guys the opportunity to have fun.
So where's y'all's primary source of funding for the Exceptional Foundation? Where does that come from? I know a lot of it you raise money, but do you do grants or anything like that from the state?
We do. Our participant fees make up a fraction, a little less than a third of our overall budget. So we are reliant upon grants, donations, and fundraisers to make up the meat of our budget.
And one of the biggest fundraisers y'all do every year is the chili cook-off.
Indeed, the biggest.
Yeah, so tell our listeners about that, and I'm pretty sure the vast majority have heard of them. Like we said, we've all been. So tell us about the chili cook-off.
Yeah, this is our 15th one coming up. I think it really kicks off the spring season. You know, it's a fun day on a Saturday. What started as just a few tents and the parking lot at Homewood Park has grown. We were on the Belk side of Brookwood Mall, then we've moved to the 280 side. We will have 153 different teams. So
Wow.
if you're coming, bring your elastic pants. And but we're gonna have so many things. It's kid friendly. Children 12 and under get in for free. We will have the World Games is sponsoring a rock climbing wall and a sumo wrestling little area, which
cool.
we're really, really excited about.
So actual sumo wrestlers?
We're gonna check on that.
Yeah.
It's Alabama, so there might be some people that qualify.
After all those bowls of chili, though, I think
Yeah.
you could probably have
That's gonna
several
be-
qualifying.
Have a mop ready,
Yeah.
Get the sumo wrestling in early.
Yeah, do that
Yeah.
first. And then
That's your
or climb the
appetizer.
rock wall, do some sumo wrestling, then eat chili.
And you have Good People is going to be out there as well?
Absolutely. Good People beer will be available for a small donation, or as our patrons will probably think, wow, this is the cheapest craft beer I've ever bought.
Yeah.
So don't be scared by the word donation. It is minuscule.
That's awesome. So this work, like you buy a ticket, right? And then you get to how does it work? You get
Yeah.
to taste all the different chilies?
Absolutely. I mean, tickets are $10 in advance or $15 at the gate, so get them in advance. Get there early, and if you're brave enough, 153 chilies are there for the taking, and I mean, gosh, you could get seconds, I guess, if you wanted to.
So you,
Go ahead, I'm
I
sorry.
was gonna say, so you've done this for 10 years now.
Mm-hmm.
Have there been any just like insanely hot or like insanely bad chilies?
I say that the number one sin is the burnt chili.
Oh,
So you got to stir it. You got
Yeah.
to stir.
yeah. You don't want to burn it.
I think most of our competitors are pretty mindful of taste buds, and I'm a big lover of spicy food, and quite honestly, I don't know that I've ever had anything that I thought was very spicy.
I tell you, the funny thing is when I was a judge, they give you a little small ramekin of it,
Taster cups.
yeah, little taster cups, which was great. But every now and then you would taste one, and you wouldn't be prepared for the heat involved. And you're like, oh, where's the beer? Where's the beer? And and have taken that down. But then every now and then you would get something that wasn't chili. You're like, this was more of a gumbo than anything else, which was kind of a nice change of pace. But I tell you what, free chili, I'm down for it.
Yeah, when
So-
you get 153 varieties, there's going to be a pretty
Oh, yeah.
big diverse.
And at some
know.
point, they were bringing crackers over to kind of cleanse the palate, and also with some Good People beer. But after a while, you're kind of like, golly, how is there more chili that you're bringing me at this point?
And we, as part of the chili cook-off, it's a competition where the judges judge, but we
Right.
also have a people's choice where if you tear off the end of the ticket and you can vote for your favorite chili and drop it in the booth. And I've seen solicitations for shots of Jaeger, Fireball. when it gets into crunch time,
Gets real
votes can be
competitive.
bought.
And
Yeah.
what's at
Yes.
stake for the winners for these teams?
We've got the best trophies in town. There's a lot of recognition. I mean, it's some clout. A lot of bragging rights.
Have you ever
pride.
walked through?
It's
Have you
a
ever
matter
walked
of
through and
pride.
seen these teams? Like they all have themes and stuff, and like they are hilarious. Do y'all not have a team over at Altec?
I honestly don't know if Altec does have a team. I'd have to check on that.
Yeah.
We should. I do know that the Exceptional Foundation came caroling at Altec, and honestly, it was like the highlight of the Christmas season. It was so much fun. and they go all out.
Oh yeah, we did close to 50 caroling gigs in December.
I mean,
I was there for all but I think 2 of them.
It was. I mean, I was super impressed. They had dance moves. They had everything. They had solos. I mean, it was.
Well, that's what we're really all about, is showing the community that we're okay, that our guys have value, that they matter, and that they're talented, and they have skills, and they're artistic, and they can surprise you. I mean, I've worked there over 10 years, and I'm surprised every day by our guys and what they're able to do.
I will say this. I follow y'all on Instagram, and y'all have some wonderful videos, but I remember y'all do a dinner and a show fundraiser, and I think it was at the
Birmingham Country Club,
and that looked awesome.
Yeah, I've been the MC of Dinnertainment the last 5 years with Rob Conrad from 96.5, and we basically put on a dinner theater program for 450, 500 people, and our guys get up on stage, and we've had themes the last couple of years. We did a tribute to film 2 years ago, and this past year we did the 80s. And boy,
is that where the Thriller performance came
from?
Because they did that when they were caroling for us, and I mean, I was blown away. It was so incredible.
Did you
Thriller.
Get out your glove? And did you have your red jacket?
I was doing the dance. Yeah.
I think I saw him moonwalking like in the back.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for being with us today. Where can folks learn more about the Exceptional Foundation and how to volunteer?
Please go to our website. It's exceptionalfoundation.org. There's a lot of information there as far as how to get involved, whether it be through donations or volunteer opportunities. But don't be afraid. You know, you will walk into our building. If you are the least bit sad, I promise you will be picked up higher than you've ever been within minutes. We are a fun place, and we're just a vibrant, fun atmosphere. And, you know, we want everybody to know about us.
Well, thank you so much. You want to stick around and talk some news with us here in a little bit?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Happy to.
And remember, the 15th Annual Mortgage Bank Chili Cook-Off will be held on Saturday, March 2nd at Brookwood Village. They'll have live music, all the chili you can eat, beverages, and a kids zone so you can bring the whole family. Tickets are available at the gate or at exceptionalfoundation.org. And remember, all proceeds are going to the Exceptional Foundation and the great work they do. So Robbie's going to stick around and talk some news with us after the break. So we'll see you in a minute.
Cool.
Beecham Woodworks is a locally owned and operated wood shop in Birmingham, Alabama, specializing in custom furniture and small home goods. Chris and K&M Beecham create a wide variety of unique pieces of all sizes, ranging from cutting boards to farmhouse tables. Using wood sourced from Alabama sawmills, Beecham Woodworks creates affordable, quality pieces that will be a one-of-a-kind fixture for your home. So support your local woodworker and visit redmountainexpress.com/woodworks or check them out on their Facebook and Instagram accounts. Beecham Woodworks, turning your house into a home. And welcome back to the second half of the show. Robbie has decided to stick around, and he's going to make comments on some of the stories we got going on today. But first of all, Patrick, give us an update on the pony you were going to buy.
Tater?
Yeah.
So we did actually contact.
Well, give people the background that Robbie doesn't know what you're talking about.
So Tater is the pony ride at the Rocky Ridge Western, which is closing, or may already be closed, in fact. Kids could come in, ride them for free. We talked about this a couple of episodes ago, and we were going to start a GoFundMe to buy Tater and put him to good use, maybe some kind of a fundraiser. We have reached out to the folks at Western, and they have decided that, first of all, they said they've gotten like hundreds of inquiries as to the well-being of Tater, the pony, and they said he's not for sale. But the owners are going to keep him safe until they can find a good use for him where the community will be able to, still enjoy Tater.
But the community can come to your house in the basement and ride Tater, right?
True. That is one possibility. I will propose that to them. They are looking for ideas. If you have any, let us know. We'll convey those back. But yeah, I think through a couple of different channels, I sort of heard back from them. They said, no, you can't buy it.
Did Tater reside inside the store?
Yes, he was inside the store, right, sort of like under the,
one of those things you put a quarter in, you get on, it kind of moves, and you feel like
in my head, though, I was thinking outside the store. They're typically like on the sidewalk before you walk in. But
Tater was actually inside. He had his own little pin.
And a hat you could wear, right?
He had a couple of hats. You could have a pink hat or a black hat.
Would you have gotten the hat with Tater, or would you have gotten your own hat?
I don't know if I would have tried to get the package deal. Because I think the hats go with the horse.
Matthew brings his own hat, kind of from that show on HBO. What's it called that you like so much? about the robots and the
Westworld.
Yeah,
Westworld.
Thank
So
you,
you'd be the white hat.
Yeah.
We haven't talked.
absolutely.
We haven't really talked TV and entertainment news much.
Well, because
since
it'd
you've been
take
off
the
show.
whole
We haven't had
show.
any Star Wars debates. You weren't here for when I talked about. I don't even know if I talked about it. I watched Solo.
I don't think you talked about that on the air.
Have you seen it?
I have not.
Me neither. So it's
That's
So let's-
sad.
I saw it.
What did you think, Robbie? Forget these guys.
I thought it was okay. I thought he got beat up pretty badly by the critics, but I thought it was great. I thought it was
I
fun.
thought it was better than the last one that we won't talk about because it's anyway. Moving on.
well
In restaurant news,
well, go
I
ahead.
don't want to start the Star Wars.
No,
debate.
'cause
I'm biting my tongue over here.
We actually, so Robbie, we had me and Matthew when the new Star Wars movie came out. Me and Matthew had to do a special episode just so we could argue about it because I thought it was garbage.
So are y'all Star Wars fans, and y'all are just kind of?
Yeah, but I'm kind of
Having a hard time with the
I'm
new
a-
stuff.
I'm
he's,
kinda-
he's
oh,
more of a
it's just-
purist, and
it's
he's
just-
more
it's
of
so
a.
bad.
I didn't know if
man.
it was a Trekkie versus Star Wars.
No,
kind of
No.
debate,
I
or-
grew up with it. I'm a general fan of it. Blake is like a diehard. If it's
I'm not
not,
a
the
di-
original,
well-
like
All right, we're not getting into this again. Go back and listen to episode whatever that was. That
Damn it, let's talk about barbecue, okay, guys? Let's move on.
one of our favorite topics. So Rodney Scott, James Beard Award-winning Rodney Scott's
Right.
barbecue is opening up in Birmingham
And
this week.
it's already open, actually.
It is open.
open today. According
Yep.
to several of my coworkers that went there today, it was amazing.
Did you get any?
I did not get any, and I'm very upset about it. But
What'd they say?
water under the bridge. They said it was great. They said the smell was amazing. I can't wait to try it out myself.
I saw the mayor was there. He put on his Instagram
Was he?
account. Yeah, he was there. Had a big old spread there on his table. So
Here's the thing with new restaurants in Birmingham. New restaurants in general, I like to wait till the crowd dies down before I ever try to venture in because I hate waiting for my food. So I'm going to give it a couple of weeks before I try it out. But it is on my very short list.
It'll be interesting to order brisket where you once may have seen the Alabama Shakes
Right.
and St. Paul and the Broken Bones perform. You know?
I don't think they do brisket, do they? They do whole hog. Do they do brisket too?
I haven't
They've
looked at
gotta
the menu
do
yet.
brisket
I hope
there.
they do brisket.
I doubt they do brisket. I think it's whole hog, man. Just pig.
I think you may be correct.
Regardless.
why you gotta
Not-
why
I
you
mean,
gotta call
look,
Robbie
so-
out like that, man? He was
Not
making
to call
he was
you
being-
out. I'm
he-
just saying I don't think
he was making
they
a,
might have brisket.
He was
That'd be
making
awesome.
a
I'll
generation, and now he's walking out the door.
Rodney
know.
Scott might be taking suggestions. He might be
Yeah,
listening.
he's
right? Yeah.
he's listening. He wants to get in on the Birmingham scene. He was like,
All right.
"Well, how could I do that?"
If
I'll
he's
listen to a
listening,
podcast.
I want this suggestion to be heard. Can we bring back a hybrid Bottle Tree / Rodney Scott restaurant?
That would be cool.
There
I
we
would
go.
love that. I missed the Bottle Tree. That was a great venue.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't know if they're going to do that, but maybe they'll have some musical.
Sounds like a fusion idea for you, Matthew. You should get into
I'll
the
work
restaurant
on it.
business.
Maybe
Yeah.
you can talk to folks over at Brat into having some better
There we
musical
go.
acts there, and kind of go in the when they reimagine it
Right.
and reopen it.
Rebirth.
Yeah,
It said rebirth. That's what it says in the thing. It said rebirth.
like the Rebirth brass band.
I guess. Well, yeah, so anyway, back to Rodney Scott. This is part of the Packus Restaurant Group, the same folks that do Jim and Nick's. Of course, they put out a great product at Jim and Nick's. This is already open, and it's over there in the old, like we said, there's the Bottle Tree, but it was also the
Saigon Noodle
Saigon
House.
Noodle House, which was a Saigon Noodle House for like a minute, and then Rodney Scott came in there and bought it up. So
And it was different from the Saigon Noodle House on 280.
Exactly,
So it was,
yeah.
it was
Right,
a little
yeah.
confusing.
Was it different?
It was different.
it was different.
Really?
Yeah.
I just heard it was not as good.
It was not as good.
I've just recently been sort of made. I went to the one on 280 for the first time not too long ago. It's outstanding.
So my question is, Patrick, if you go to this barbecue joint, are you going to bring the white sauce from your brother's
Yeah,
restaurant?
I'm gonna bring a whole selection.
A
of
whole
rustic
selection
sauces.
of okay, just making sure.
Just you know what? I loved it. I love barbecue, so I'll go try it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, here's the thing though, like with all the barbecue restaurants we have popping up, I'm ready for the war of barbecue to begin. Like, can we get an honest to goodness like
Throw
5
down.
armies of the barbecue and just have a battle royale going?
Yeah, I think we can do that.
Who wins?
Based on sheer numbers, I would say of people employed there, you'd have Jim and Nick's. But
Fair enough.
based on quality of barbecue, that's you'll
I'll
start
say
some
it.
fights in the state of Alabama.
I don't think you
when
can
we start
say it. I'm
talking
going to
bad
say
about
it. Would it be Rusty's?
It'd be Rusty's. But really, I mean, we are so blessed in the city of Birmingham because we have some damn fine barbecue restaurants here. I mean, like multiple barbecue restaurants here that are really, really good. Like,
Yet nationally, we get no love.
I know
Right.
we
Yeah,
really don't.
yeah.
And
It's like, have you ever been to South Carolina, had their barbecue, or
Kansas City.
Kansas City? I'm like, Yeah, I have, and it's not as good.
Yeah.
Kansas
Yeah.
City has good barbecue. It's not the same as here, but like Memphis, I've been to some bad places in Memphis. Like I think Rendezvous is probably the most overrated barbecue place in the world. I've had dry, chewy ribs, and didn't really like anything about it,
Yeah.
and will not go back. And I waited in line a long time to sit down in a restaurant that was like a quarter full. It's like the artificial line inflation, and then it just wasn't good. So
Well, I'll also say this: like I went to school in Tuscaloosa, like you did, Patrick, and everybody talks about Dreamland in
Archibald's
Tuscaloosa.
is better.
Archibald's is the best place. I
Absolutely.
mean, it's a hole in the wall. You go in that place, and it is fantastic. I mean,
It
Dreamland
burns
is good. Do not get me wrong.
periodically.
Yeah, but oh yeah. You stepping over a body just to get there, but you know what? You will step over that body because the ribs are. I mean, they're hosing them off with a water hose in the back. I mean,
Yep.
that's how I like my ribs. So anyway, sticking with some
Restaurant news?
the Red Bar burned down in Great
Yeah.
Beach. Not funny, but
No.
we've been to talk about this last week.
So I saw this and I immediately texted Blake and we were there last time we were down there. It was maybe a couple months ago, and I know a lot of people are pretty devastated by this. I think they're going to rebuild,
Oh yeah,
but I mean that place burned to the ground.
I mean it was
All right,
ashes.
so I'm going to step in here for a second, and I'm going to be the voice of the people who have no idea what you're talking about. In
How
my
would you know we're
head-
talking about? You haven't been here in 3 months.
All right, wait. Fair enough.
I'm just
Fair
kidding. I'm
point.
just kidding. I'm just giving you a hard time.
Where were you when the Red Bar caught fire?
Yeah, where were you?
So moving on. So no, for real. Like in my head, as people have talked about this, I kind of picture like a Floribama situation.
not that big. It's more of a restaurant than
Yeah.
sort of a venue,
Okay,
club kind of thing,
Little
whatever you call
classier.
the little
Classier. Yeah.
got
a
you.
little smaller, a lot smaller.
Not just a spring break.
Yeah, no, it's
Dive.
like a
Okay.
But
place.
equally as packed. I mean, yeah.
And just kind of got that, sort of unique Alabama
Been there for
flair.
a long time.
Been there for pretty good long time.
Yeah.
Somehow this is a piece of, I guess, just
So if you've ever gone down to like Seaside 38 area, it's a very popular stop down there, and kind of without really doing much, they kind of became sort of internationally famous just because they had so many people coming to that area, and then everybody's like, yeah, go check out the Red Bar, and pretty good food, good times. They would have bands and stuff there, I think.
Shirts
So-
were really popular.
for sure. They sold a lot of merchandise,
A lot
so
of merch.
but they'll rebuild. I'm sure it'll be cleaner and like probably have more level floors in it than it did before. And I don't know, but I thought it was sad. Hopefully they'll come back.
Yeah. Little funny tidbit. You talk about the Floribama. I've never been.
me neither.
What?
Yeah, never been.
Nope, never.
Yeah.
Who are you guys?
Well, I went to Panama City when I was a kid. That's where we had a beach house. So like every spring break or Memorial Day, Labor Day, we were down there. So
I've not only been to the Floribama, but I've watched every episode of the show.
Oh,
Really?
yeah.
I hope you aren't gonna
Now, look,
show
my-
me the
Wait,
door at this
no,
point.
no.
but-
Actually, no. So this was didn't the actual Floribama sue the show because it actually had nothing to do
Yeah.
with the Floribama.
Right. The bar, I believe, has an A in the middle. The show has an I in the middle. They disassociated themselves entirely. Which,
Yeah.
well,
Why would you want to be a
because they want to keep it classy. You
right?
know what I'm saying?
They had
Yeah.
a reputation to uphold.
I did have my great aunt and great uncle met at the Floribama. So like they go there for the anniversary every year. It's Chris's grandmother actually.
yeah.
So yeah. Throwing that out there.
Interesting.
Yeah. But anyway, so that's our restaurant news. We'll have some other restaurant news
wait,
here in a
wait,
minute.
There was
there's
one
more.
Wait, what?
Gus's Chicken is open.
That's
As
right.
of this week, they're at the Battery.
And I had never really heard of this place, and then I was in Knoxville this weekend, and I hope this is the same place because my sister-in-law was speaking very highly of Gus's, talking about the mac and cheese there was amazing, and the
It's
chicken
got to
was
be the
awesome.
same place.
Yeah.
I've never heard of another Gus's Chicken, but
So I'm really looking forward to this today. I actually drove past the Battery today. I didn't notice it, but yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that. That's like 1 and 2 on the list right now.
yeah, right.
It's legit. I've been to the one in Memphis, and it's totally different from Hattie B's. It's a different deal altogether. So
What is it? Hot chicken? It is hot chicken, right?
it is, but it's a different vibe.
You want to do one more restaurant?
Yeah, let's do one more restaurant.
It's kind
It's kind of restaurant heavy to start off with, but
Yeah.
we'll move from that. A new restaurant's coming to Birmingham. It's actually going to be in the Tattersall Park area.
And if
It's
you don't know where that is,
it's on 280.
it's down 280. It's
Yeah.
kind of across from the Chick-fil-A near the St. Vincent's 119.
Yeah.
Right around there. I have kids, so if you have kids, it's right next to Next Level. which is a trampoline park out there. Big trampoline park. It's pretty awesome.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I should try to
it's
go
really
there.
cool.
Yeah. It's a new restaurant called Walk-Ons, and it's coming to Birmingham. They have another location here in Alabama. I'm not sure where that is, but this is going to be owned by Matt Roth, who is associated with Go Route Partners franchise. But it's also going to be owned by former Alabama quarterback John Parker Wilson and LSU golfer and member of the LPGA, Smiley Kaufman.
Did you say the LPGA?
Did I say LPGA?
I think you did.
Well, I think I saw LSU and then he's
the
he's
actual
legit.
PGA
The actual
tour.
PGA tour. Yeah, Smiley Kaufman, and it's supposed to be kind of a Cajun themed. I think Drew Brees is kind of like a partner in this
co-owner.
thing. Yeah,
True Breezes?
Yeah.
yeah.
Is he going to be here?
Yeah, probably.
There's a lot of celebrity clout behind this
I'm
place.
telling you what, but they have crawfish etouffee, they have duck and andouille gumbo. I mean, that sounds good to me.
Sounds real
Right,
good to me.
right.
Yeah.
I mean, I usually eat gumbo 15 times a year, so I'll be happy about it.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
I eat it as often as I can because it's good.
Gumbo is real good. So anyway, just want to mention that real quick. So that's going to be opening up here soon.
One of the things I thought interesting about this is they said they're going to employ 200 people.
It's a big space. I mean, what the square footage was something like 8,000,
8,500
square
8,500
feet.
square feet. Yeah, that's
So that's a lot of servers and cooks and yeah. That's pretty awesome though.
Yeah, they pretty ambitious. They want to expand out to 100 locations with development across 15 states. So that'd be big.
a lot of fast expansion. Too.
That's
I feel like I've been to one of these, but I can't remember what city it was in.
Well, it's got a very generic. This is nothing against it. It's kind of a generic name that you would kind of confuse with lots of other sports bar type related names. Like,
yeah, I mean that totally makes sense. It's probably like in the basement of some hotel or something that I've. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. So Pepper Place is going to be celebrating their entertainment district on Friday, on National Margarita Day.
Good timing for that.
Exactly. That'll initiate its designation as a entertainment district. That's where one of our favorite bars that we've actually recorded at a couple of times, only published
once
or twice.
Maybe.
Yeah. But anyway, the entertainment district's going to have a launch party on Friday from 4:30 to 11 p.m. Some of the shops and the showrooms will be open till 7. And then they're also going to have like some pop-up rides, they'll also have, I think, margaritas at certain places.
you pop up rides.
When you said pop-up rides,
That's what it says,
Will
man.
Tater
I
be
think
there?
I think you're specifically talking about Ignite Cycles, which is opening up a location right there. It's a spin studio type place, and they're gonna let you, I guess, go in and ride a bike.
That sounds like exhausting. I'd rather drink a margarita.
And Aero Joe, which I didn't know even existed, apparently has aerial yoga classes going on.
Aerial yoga.
What's
Yeah.
aerial yoga? Explain that to me.
So I only know this because my cousin keeps posting about it on Instagram. So it's basically like they have these like pieces of fabric sort of suspended from the ceiling, and you kind of wrap yourself up in it, and
That's how I'd fall
do
into death.
yoga
It's like
moves.
amateur-
Like amateur Circus du Soleil.
Yeah.
exactly.
I saw this
That's
on
100% accurate.
Final Destination, I think, one time. So, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it looks like something that I would definitely fall out of and crack my head open.
Could
and
you
probably die.
could you
Lucky.
imagine
And
Patrick
it's like at my funeral, they're like
wrapping
what?
himself in like
Did you
that
hear about
cloth?
Patrick?
Yeah.
What happened to him?
Aerial
He's doing
yoga.
Aerial yoga.
Read the fine print on their waiver.
Yeah.
Why-
Guaranteed I exceed the
Why
weight
are
limit
people
on those
laughing
things.
at his funeral? You know,
Did you
Because
see
he's
the
still
video?
wrapped up in the
it was really funny till he cracked his skull. It was hilarious. He was So check that out, Pepper Place. We're glad they got the designation. You can actually, leave the bar and take a drink and walk around.
I'm
and have
very
a good
excited
time.
about
You can get
this.
your margarita at Lumbar, and then you can
Right.
walk out and walk over to, any of the other restaurants around there and get some food. I don't know.
I think it's fun.
Or you can get some food at Lumbar.
Yeah. Let's talk
Just
about
stay
some
at Lumbar.
I will stay at Lumbar. I love that place. Let's talk some sports real quick. So SEC Media Days is returning to Hoover. Last year they had it in Atlanta.
That was a mistake.
Yeah, and this year it is coming back. It's going to be at the Winfrey Hotel like it has been the last 15, 20 years, whatever it
It's
was.
making its triumphant return a la the UAB
Yeah.
football program.
That's exactly. Well, okay. It'll be July 15th to the 18th at the Hyatt Regency in Birmingham. That's at the Galleria. SEC Network will be there, of course. So will ESPN, and they've already released the coaches' schedule. So just for the ones that we really care about, Nick Saban will be on Wednesday.
That's it.
no, he's
That's it.
No, okay. Nick Saban
making direct eye contact with me as he says that.
Okay, so on Monday you'll have Dan Mullen of Florida, Ed Ogeron of LSU.
Rojo.
Coach of LSU. Barry Odom of Missouri, if he's still there. Kirby Smart of Georgia. Matt Luke of Ole Miss on Tuesday as well. Jeremy Pruitt of Tennessee on Tuesday. Jimbo Fisher as well from A&M. On Wednesday, Nick Saban of Alabama, of course. Chad Morris of Arkansas. Joe Moorhead of Mississippi State. And Coach Boom, Will Muschamp.
There's a virtual plethora of Nick Saban former assistants on this list right here.
I'm telling you.
I mean, good
Yeah,
grief.
exactly. And then, of course, on Thursday, you have Derek Mason and Mark Stoops. There's the $32 million man, Gus Malzahn, is on there as well. So, yeah.
Say what you want. Just mention his name.
Yeah. Let me see. How many
Dude,
Nick Saban?
You can say what you want about the dude. Just brilliant. Whoever negotiated that dude's contract, worth every penny.
I've been like, go to Arkansas, man. Go to Arkansas if you really want to go. Let's see. You got Kirby Smart, Jeremy Pruitt, Jimbo Fisher, and Will Muschamp. There's 4 assistants.
No.
Yeah.
I feel like there was another one on there.
That's it.
I don't know about y'all, but for the life of me, I cannot remember the Mississippi State head coaches.
Joe Moorhead, yeah.
I'll forget it 10 minutes. Ask me in 10 minutes. I'll have forgotten.
Yeah. I'd be honest with you. I didn't know his name.
I didn't know
either.
his name
Yeah.
to begin with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be awesome. Have you ever been to this? It's ridiculous. The fans that show up at this, there's always a guy with a ring hat.
Oh, yeah.
You know, that's pretty awesome.
You'll probably see a Nick Saban face tattoo or something.
What's wrong with that?
I mean, I'm on my way to.
On your back, just in light.
I got the national championships across my back.
There is that guy that has the bear leaning against the goalpost across his entire back.
So there used to be this guy that used to hang around campus when I was at school there. That he wore a kilt and he had Alabama tattoos everywhere and he ran around with a flag. You know who I'm talking about, Patrick?
No,
it's you.
I was there way before you.
No, you weren't. Not that.
Yeah, I'm
not
old.
Too early. But anyway, I think that's the same guy. It's just kind of dude, there's no reason for you to get that on your back. But hey.
I still want that.
Money well spent.
I still want that AJ McCarron tattoo shirt.
Man.
That was a beaut.
That's amazing.
Can we get an update on that? I mean, has he doctored that? Has it been adjusted, covered up, something?
No, he's added to it. When he first started Alabama, I thought that was fake, and it was just kind of Jesus's face. And then Jesus grew other things. It looks like Jesus. It looks like a PCB Spring Break 2001 Jesus is airbrushed
like
on
a
there.
Rorschach on his chest.
Yeah, and it says baby boy on there, and it has the zip code of Mobile on there. So it's
You're painting a picture that I can't mentally unsee.
Have you not seen this?
Have you not seen this?
Not recently.
Oh,
I mean, I haven't seen it recently. It's not like
Oh.
I'm saying, "Hey, AJ, take off your shirt." No, it's just, but it's everywhere. I mean, I just don't understand. You know where I'm gonna get a tattoo? On my chest. Yeah.
And his wife,
The
she
whole
knew
thing.
about the tattoo before they met, and she still went along with.
Yeah, but he had those national championship rings to
That helps.
stop the glare.
That helps.
So yeah, just saying. All right, we'll end it on the Birmingham Iron. So they had their second game this past week, which they won, 12-9 against the Salt Lake City Stallions. And their attendance grew by a couple hundred. It was 17,319. They're going to go on the road this next week to Atlanta, and they'll be back on March 3rd against San Antonio. But the real story is that apparently the AAF almost did not make payroll.
ouch.
Yeah.
Week 2. That's a tough time to be
Yeah.
suffering the financial difficulties.
They got a $250 million investment from the Carolina Hurricanes under Tom Dunn. And obviously he became the new chairman of the league. Why would you make a $250 million investment unless you think it's going to be successful? Right?
Exactly, and this is not a guy who has seemed to have made investments that didn't make sense. I think he's one of the top investors or the primary investor in Topgolf.
Oh, nice.
Plus, he's got the Hurricanes. I'm sure he's making money there. I think he's got another sports franchise in his portfolio there.
I don't know, because I know Michael Jordan owns the Charlotte Bobcats.
Mm-hmm.
So trying to look at this story from AL.com and from ESPN, it's hard to tell if they were actually about to become insolvent or if this was just a rumor. Regardless, they definitely wanted this money. $250 million investment is no chump change.
I want to know who was going to be the poor sap that had to tell the offensive and defensive linemen of these teams, sorry,
Right.
sir, but we don't have your paycheck this week.
Yeah.
Can you come back next week?
Well, so this is from Deadspin, and it was from actually this was from the Athletic. It said reports that the AAF was on the cusp of not being able to pay its players on Friday, but was bailed out when Carolina Hurricanes owner Tom Dunnan made a $250 million investment in the league, making him the new league's chairman. And one person said, without a new nine-figure investor, nobody was sure what would have happened. I'll tell you what would have happened. Hey, listen, man, I know you're a linebacker and everything, but we can't make payroll. That's the recipe for a...
That'd have been on the news later.
Yeah.
I could-
Yeah.
Well, all right, but co-founder Charlie Ebersol, he came back and said basically like this was not a financial bailout. Like we were looking for investors, and this.
What did you
happened.
expect him to say? You think he was going to come on the news like, listen, guys, we were about to fold. Thank God this guy came in with $250 million.
I guess I don't expect him to come right out and say that, but you also expect a little bit of transparency. Like,
Yeah, I guess so.
Do you?
I do. Maybe I'm naive. I'm not a businessman.
No, I mean, I really, really want this to be successful, so maybe I'll buy some tickets and go to the next game.
I will say this. We've had
It's in town.
17,000 people at the first game, and then we had a couple hundred more the next game, and it's been pretty awful weather both games.
True.
So, and I think if this league survives and they move to the new stadium, I think if you have some good weather, a new stadium downtown, I think you would actually probably have a pretty sizable crowd.
I think so too. And have y'all watched on TV at all?
Yeah, it's good. Other than the fact there's people launching at each other, and you're like, man, this has got some concussions going to happen
So,
here.
no, and I'll tell you why. I tried. I can't get it. So I have cut the cord, long since cut the cord. And I tried to, pull up the CBS Sports Roku app, and it doesn't exist on the Roku.
It does not.
And then I was like, well, maybe I can get it on my phone. And
This man was trying to watch the
it
AAF.
kept telling me that, my cable subscription didn't support it. I didn't put in any information, so I don't know how they
Did
did
you use
that.
Did you use my cable subscription?
I usually do, but it wouldn't even let me try to put that in. It just kept yelling at me, and so finally I gave up. I was like, I don't know anymore.
Watch it on YouTube.
But it's
later.
not even on the ESPN app.
No,
you can't.
It's all CBS.
It aired on TNT on Saturday.
Did it?
Yeah.
Was it?
Oh.
Uh-huh.
So I could have maybe watched that, but yeah, I was like, I want to watch the game. Where I couldn't
Well,
do it.
it's getting good ratings.
Yeah.
It beat in the NBA in ratings. And I
Which
think
is-
the best thing about it is
Nobody watches the NBA until the playoffs.
Yes, exactly.
Come on.
But the best thing about it is, I think at least for Alabama, is that there's folks that that are playing. Blake Sims is a quarterback. I don't know if he's active yet, but Trent Richardson is running back. You got a bunch of folks from Alabama, Auburn, and UAB.
Yeah,
so,
the whole O line is essentially Alabama.
Yeah.
yeah. So I mean, that's good. I'm happy. I think it's going to be good if they can survive this season. I think it'll be pretty successful.
Yeah, I mean, if they get into the new stadium, I think it'll be very similar to what you see with Regents Field.
Yeah.
Where it's just a popular downtown destination and people go there enthusiastically,
Yeah.
and it's not just like oh man, we need to go support our team. It's like, no, we're going to the game.
Exactly.
And I think a lot of the rules tweaks that you've seen are things that you'll probably see in the NFL coming up,
I
like
don't
the
like the
eliminating the
kickoff, though.
kickoff,
I hope
making
not.
people go for two every time.
Nah,
I like that.
That's fun,
Yeah.
but
I don't
or I
like
like
that either.
instead of the onside kick, you do a 4th and 15 or something.
Yeah, I think
like
that's like a 4th and 12.
Yeah, but I don't like the elimination of the kickoff because then what time's kickoff? Well, it's not really a kickoff.
What time is ball placement on the 20?
There you go.
Yeah, exactly. Because that's not
That
that's
doesn't
not
really
fun.
roll off the
Then you
tongue.
can't have a kickoff party or anything anymore.
I'll say
So
this: almost every kicking play seems to involve a penalty these days.
Yeah.
So it's at least nice not having the.
They should just
block in the back.
let them kick it, call 3 block in the back penalties, place the ball on the 35, and be done with it.
There you go.
So the kick's really for ceremony, for show.
Yeah, it's more of a
Okay,
ceremonial
I'm down with
kick.
that. Yeah.
Just kick it. It's make it a
tradition.
forced
Yeah.
fair catch.
Sure.
Place the ball on the 35 for the added 15 for the block in the back.
You could just put that poor girl from Auburn that got hit a few years ago. Just
Right?
have her try to
Yes.
catch it every
Yes.
time.
God, I would pay more money for that ticket.
Yeah, they should do it like the first pitch in baseball, right? Just kick it off and have a ceremonial sacrificial person
Could you
stand down there
imagine?
and just get calling for a fair catch as they get absolutely drilled by it.
I think Johnny Knoxville did that with the USC Trojans.
Yeah,
I never knew I needed this, but I'm on board now. You've sold me.
yeah. So the ceremonial first kick, we're gonna have yeah. Let's do it. AAF, you got my number. Call me.
I'm sure they're listening right now.
I'm sure they're listening.
Yeah. If you can give them $250 million, they'll listen.
You know what? Give them $250 million. They'll name the kickoff after me.
That's exactly right. It's the Patrick Tucker
I'll
kickoff.
get the kickoff,
I
the
say,
first kick at
you'll-
every game.
Exactly. You'd be Mr. Ceremonial Kickoff. So, well, they're about to turn off the lights here on us, I think.
I think so.
Right? So let's wrap this up. Thank you, Robbie, for being with us today. We really do appreciate
Absolutely.
it.
Thank y'all for having me. It was
This has
fun.
been fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And remember, like I said, the Chili Cook-Off is on March 2nd. You can go to exceptionalfoundation.org to get tickets and check them out. Remember to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and subscribe to us on iTunes for your favorite podcast app. Also, check out our website, redmountainexpress.com, to see the show notes from this episode. We want to wish Susie Baker and J.D. Baker congratulations on their new child, so we wish them the very best. I hope he can come back soon. For Patrick Tucker, Matthew Joyner, I'm Blake Westbrook. We'll see you next week.